In last class, I had given a set of 5 rules which explains the shape of molecules which explains shape of molecules in ESDPR theory. In that lecture, actually, some students have asked a question about what is the difference between tetrahedron and a tetrahedron. Simply, it can be explained by actually tetrahedron means it's a kind of polyhedron, number of faces. It is related to the number of faces. Tetrahedron is the shape of the molecules. So the shape of tetrahedron is tetrahedral. Hope you understood. And I have done one mistake in the last lecture. Actually, when I have discussed the molecule of P. When I have discussed about these molecules, I said at the time of showing the model, I said there is a presence of 2 pi bond, but actually it has only 1 pi bond. At the time I mean it has 2 lobes. So mistakenly I have said actually 2 pi bond. Please correct it. It has 2 lobes. So kindly correct that one. Now let me summarize VSEPR theory with most suitable examples. Last class actually I have just discussed very generally. Now I am going to explain with the most suitable examples. First one, electron pairs. Electron pairs, in case if you have total number of electron pairs is 2, then bonding electron pair is 2 and the answer electron pair is 0 means it has linear arrangement and type will be AB2 type molecule, shape again linear. Example for a linear molecule, the well-known example is carbon dioxide, acid, BO2 minus and beryllium chloride in gaseous form. In solid form, beryllium chloride exists as polymeric in structure. The coordination number of beryllium is 4 in solid state. So you have to mention gaseous state of beryllium chloride. And this one is the geometry for beryllium. I mean beryllium chloride or maybe any kind of AB2 type molecule with linear geometry. Next one is total number of unpaired electrons is 3. Bonding electron pair is again 3. Answer is 0. That arrangement we can call as trigonal planar. Trigonal planar. Type of molecule is AB3. Shape planar. An example for trigonal planar is BCl3, sulfur trioxide, nitrate ion, trimethyl indium. These are some of the examples for planar geometry, and you can see the geometry of planar. The central atom is attached with 3 other atoms to form a planar structure. In case if it has 2 bonding pair of electron and 1 unshared pair of electron, again that will come under trigonal planar geometry, but you can call more specifically or more correctly pseudo trigonal planar. Pseudo trigonal planar means it will come both the trigonal planar as well as with the 0 unshared as well as 1 unshared pair of electrons. And the type will be AB2E. The shape of the molecule is bent. An example for such kind of molecule is PD lead halide stannous chloride in gaseous state, again sulfur dioxide, and then NSF. NSF means it will be like that of S triple bond NF. It has 1 unpaired electron. Then, in case if the molecule has four electron pairs, in case the bonding electron pair is 4, unsaid electron pair is 0 means, again we can call this molecule as pseudo tetrahedral. Pseudo tetrahedral. Type AB4, shape tetrahedral geometry. Tetrahedral geometry. An example, you have ammonium ion, tetrafluoroborate, NSF3, trifluorophosphine oxide, R3NO. It's a kind of amine attacked with oxygen. So NSF3 means S triple bond N F 3. Thiazide trifluoride. The name of this compound is thiazide trifluoride. It has the geometry of tetrahedral. In case the geometry I can show it here, you can see that tetrahedral. Tetrahedral means it has actually 4 faces. If you connect 1, 2, 3, if you connect a triangle, it has 1, 2, 3, again down 1, 4 faces. So it has the shape will be called as tetrahedral. Then in case if you have again 4 total electron pair, 3 bonding electron pair and 1 unshared electron pair, then again it has pseudo tetrahedral. You have a molecule of now AB3E. Then we can call that one as pyramidal, pyramidal. Example, we have ammonia, and then we have a methanite ion, CH3 minus, and then we have various halides of phosphorus, sulfide ion, chloride ion, then ClO2F. These are some of the examples for pyramidal geometry. Pyramidal, actually what happened? One of the, you can see, this one is a lone pair of electron, so it will be called as trigonal pyramidal geometry. Then next one is, in case if you have 2 bonding electron pairs and 2 unshared electron pairs, then again it will be come under the arrangement of pseudo tetrahedral. The type of molecule is AB2E2 type molecule. Shape will be bent. An example for this one is water molecules NH2 minus, H2F plus, ClO2 minus, I3 plus, and then xenon dioxide. These are some of the examples for bent geometry. So the geometry will be this one. It has bent and it has 2 unpaired electrons. Then if you have total number of electron pair is 5, bonding electron pair is 5, unshared electron pair is 0, then you can call that arrangement as pseudo trigonal bipyramidal. Type will be AB5 type. Trigonal bipyramidal. An example for trigonal bipyramidal is PF5, PH5, SO, F4, IO2, F3, xenon, O3, F2. So these are some of the examples of trigonal bipyramidal. Again, I am going to show the shape of molecule. How does the geometry? How does the molecule trigonal bipyramidal looks like? You can see that one trigonal. These three atoms are forming a trigonal, and above and below an atom it is forming a two pyramidal. So the overall shape of the molecule is trigonal bipyramidal. In case if you have four bonding pair of electron, one unshared pair of electron, arrangement will be again pseudo trigonal bipyramidal. The type will be AB4E. So usually this geometry, the shape will be called as seesaw. Some of them also will be called as pivot shape, or distorted tetrahedron. The example for the molecule is SF4 selenium tetrafluoride, ClOF3, R2 SeCl2. R is an any kind of organic group. Then Xe xenon dioxide difluoride. So these are some of the examples for seesaw structure. How does seesaw structure looks like? This is an example of seesaw structure. A lone pair electron is in the equatorial position, and then if there is a presence of two chlorine atom and two organic group, and the center one is selenium R2 SeCl2. Then, or you can call sulfur tetrafluoride. Sulfur, the violet color ball is a sulfur one, and the white color ball is a fluorine, and one unpaired electron. This shape will be called as seesaw structure. In case if you have three bonding pair of electrons and two unshared pair of electrons, overall arrangement will be pseudo trigonal bipyramidal. AB3E2 type system. The geometry for that one is AB3E2. Geometry, the shape of the molecule is T-shaped. Example for T-shaped molecule is ClF3, BrF3, ICl3, and then xenon oxyfluoride, XeOF2. Okay. How the T-shaped molecule looks like? A T-shaped molecule. Why it is T-shaped? You can see that one. Two unpaired electrons, actually if you excluded, the shape of the molecule looks like T. So this is called, this type of molecule will be called as T-shaped molecules. Then if the bonding electron pair is 2 and then an unshared electron pair is 3, it will be again come under the category of pseudo trigonal bipyramidal. The type of molecule is AB2E3 type molecule. The geometry is linear. An example for the molecule is krypton difluoride, xenon difluoride, ICl2 minus. So linear molecules. You can see that one, the center violet color ball is xenon, 2 fluoride ions and 3 unpaired electrons. So the molecule looks like, if we excluded the lone pair of electron, the molecule looks like linear geometry. Then we have again square pyramidal. square pyramidal. It has again total number of electron pair is 5. It has 4 bonding electron pair and 1 unshared pair of electrons. Sorry. It has 5 bonding electron pairs and 1 and 0 unshared pair of electrons. The molecule will come under the category of again AB5 type molecules. It has the geometry of the shape of the molecule is square pyramidal. Square pyramidal. Example: antimony, pentaphenyl antimony and indium Cl5 2 ions. I mean pentachloroindium. Pentachloroindium 3. Square pyramidal. This one is the geometry of square. This 4 atom is forming a square and it has only one. This atom is connecting all the 4 atoms to form a pyramid. So the geometry of this molecule is square pyramidal. And then we have again one more type of molecule. Again there is a presence of 5 bonding electron pairs and 0 unshared pair of electron. The arrangement is pentagonal planar. Pentagonal planar. Pentagonal planar. The type will be AB5. Shape will be again pentagonal planar. It has only one example till now known, which is indium MnCO4 5 overall will be 2. So that one is pentagonal planar. So the geometry, how does it looks like? Central atom is indium atom and then it has pentagonal Mn. If we connected all of them, it will form a pentagonal shape. And each manganese has 4 carbon monoxide. The overall charge is 2 minus. So don't confuse this one with the pentagonal pyramidal. Pentagonal pyramidal, or you can say pentagonal, planar pentagonal. Because again when we go to 7 coordination, 7 electron pair system, there actually what happened? Here the central atom occupying 2 unpaired electrons, which is in the axial system. Axial, the 2 electron pair of the 2 lone pair electron occupies axial position in the pentagonal bipyramidal will give again pentagonal planar geometry, but that will come under electron pair system. Electron pair of total electron pair of 7. But here there is no lone pair electron. That is the difference between this one and that one. So this one actually please remember pentagonal planar. It has actually bonding electron pair. Total number of bonding electron pair is 5 and it does not have any kind of lone pair of electron on the central atoms. Okay, now let me go to system 6. Now let me go to the system of total electron pair is now 6. Bonding electron pair is 6. Unshared electron pair is 0. Arrangement will be called as again pseudo octahedral. Pseudo octahedral. type AB6, shape octahedral. You can call this one as perfect octahedral. Perfect octahedral example will be F6 sulfur hexafluoride is the very good example, and also we have Al F6 3 minus and as well as IF6 plus and then XeO6 4 minus. Okay. In case if you have 5 bonding electron pair and 1 unshared pair of electrons, the arrangement will be again pseudo octahedral. Types will be called as AB5E, square pyramidal. Again, the shape will be called as square pyramidal. In case of 5 bonding electron pairs, we have seen one other example of square pyramidal, but does not have unpaired electrons. So the bond angles will be like that of exact 90 degree. You can expect between axial and equatorial bond, but in this case it will be distorted. Why? Because there is the presence of one unpaired electrons, so that will makes more distortion. Like that of the bond length also will be changed. Bond length of I already said that I will explain again. Square pyramidal S B F 5 2 minus TeCl5 minus BrF5 IF5. So what I am trying to say, yes, you can see here, in case of when the 5 bonding electron pair, there will be no lone pair of electrons. So the angle will be perfect 90 degree. But in this case, there is a presence of one unpaired electron. Because of due to unpaired electron, according to rule number 2, this bond length is elongated. Due to this lone pair bond pair electron, this bond length is elongated and this bond angle is not perfectly 90 degree. That can be seen in total electron pair is 6 with one unshared pair of electron of 5 bonding electron pairs. In case if you have 4 bonding electron pairs, 2 unshared pair of electron, again pseudo octahedral, the type of molecule is AB4, E2, the shape of the molecule is square. Example for square is Br F4 minus xenon tetrafluoride ICl4 minus. So square, how does it look like? You can see a molecule of square, because we know that according to rule number again 2, if the site, all the sites in octahedral, all the sites are equivalent. So if the system has 2 unpaired electrons with bonding electron pairs, total electron pair is 6 and 2 unpaired electron, means it has the geometry of square, because the 2 unpaired electrons should occupy trans to each other. Why not cis means cis will face more repulsive compared with the cis of lone pair electrons will face more repulsive compared with the cis of bonded electron pair. So it likes to keep away from each other. So the trans is the correct position to occupy to get the geometry of square. Okay. Total electron pair is now 7. When we come to 7, actually in this case if the bonding electron pair is 7, unshared electron pair is 0, and arrangement will be called as pentagonal bipyramidal. Pentagonal bipyramidal. come under the category type of AB7. Shape is again pentagonal bipyramidal. Example IF7, TE F7 minus, and then IO F6 minus. So pentagonal bipyramidal, how does it looks like? Maybe I can draw for iodine pentafluoride. So pentagonal, it is a pentagonal and it is forming a bipyramidal. This fluorine is connecting with 5 fluorine atoms to form a pyramid, and this fluorine is again what happened? It looks like the same, looks like if you connected this one with another fluorine, it looks like again one more pyramid. So it will be called as pentagonal bipyramidal. And if you compare this one with trigonal bipyramidal, for example PF5. You see, there is a big difference between these two. Both cases actually you have two different type of bond length. In this case, PF, the equatorial PF bond is shorter compared with the axial PF bond. But in this case, equatorial IF bond is longer. This bond is longer compared with the axial IF bond, shorter. Because why it is like that? Because in this case the bond angle is around 120 degree if you connected these two. But in this case the bond angle is around 72 degree. In here 90 degree. So that's what happened. This bond length is longer compared with this bond length. Next we have 6 bonding pair of electrons and 1 unshared pair of electrons. So that will be called as pentagonal pyramidal. Pentagonal pyramidal. System will be AB6E. Again it will be called as pentagonal pyramidal. Pentagonal pyramidal. We have any example for such kind of molecule? Yes, we have an example of BCl 15 crown 5. 15 crown 5 of So how does the structure looks like? 15 crown 5 is a kind of crown ether complex. It has the linkage of So 15 crown 5, if antimony is sitting here and the axial we have Cl bond, it's a kind of coordinate bond. Then it is giving the geometry. I mean the 5 oxygen atom is giving a basal plane of pentagonal, 1 chlorine atom is just above the plane. So it will give the geometry of pentagonal pyramidal. And the next below the plane of 5 oxygen atom, you have 1 unpaired electrons. So the overall geometry of this one can be called as pentagonal pyramidal. And then we have again one more system which is 6 bonding pair and 1 unshared pair of electron will be called as distorted octahedral. Distorted octahedral. AB6E. distorted octahedral. You can call again if you want. Actually, you can call this one as a pseudo pentagonal pyramidal. No problem. Distorted octahedral. CIF6 minus IF6 minus xenon F6. So distorted, what is the meaning of distorted octahedral? So the molecule has lone pair of electron. That lone pair of electron is stereochemically active. So what happened? That can change the bond length of the molecule as well as bond angle of the molecules. So that's why it will be called as distorted octahedral. You can see that one xenon hexafluoride. So in this case it has one unpaired electron that may on the face of one of the face of that lone pair electron is facing on one of the trigonal face F. If these three fluorine atoms are forming one trigonal, that lone pair electron is facing there, then this bond length, these three fluorine bond length will be enlarged, I mean longer. This 3XeF bond length will be longer compared with the remaining XeF4, as well as the bond angle also will be changed. The bond angle also will be increased. So what happened? So the molecule will be distorted. That's why this will come under all the three molecules as distorted octahedral. Whatever we have seen here, this is perfect octahedral. This one is perfect octahedral geometry. This one is distorted octahedral geometry. Now we have another one type of octahedral, which is again another one also 6-1. Again pseudo pentagonal pyramidal. If this one also had type of AB6E, this will be called as regular octahedral. Regular octahedral. Regular octahedral means it's very near to perfect octahedral. Very near to perfect octahedral. What is the difference between this one and this one? It has AB6, but it has AB6E, one unpaired electron. But this unpaired electron is stereochemically inactive. This unpaired electron will be on the, it will bound on the surface of nucleus. That will not change any bond length or bond angle, but that we can't call as perfect octahedral because it has the presence of one unpaired electron. So that will be called as regular octahedral. Try to understand the difference between this one and this one. This one will be almost, you can say, near to perfect octahedral. You can just call as near to perfect octahedral. The example for such molecule is SeCl6 minus 2 minus SnCl6 4 minus BiCl6 3 minus. So all these three molecules have almost near to perfect octahedral geometry, but it's not regular. I mean it's not a perfect octahedral because it has, all of them has 7 electron pair system. All the three molecules will come under 7 electron pair system. It has 6 bonding electron pair and 1 unpaired electron, which is stereochemically inactive. Then you have 5 bonding electron pair, 2 unshared pair of electrons, pseudo again pentagonal bipyramidal, AB5E2. So it has 2 unshared pair of electrons. It has pentagonal planar. An example for this one is XeF5 minus. So again, in this case has 7 electron pair. XeF5 minus has 7 electron pair 7 electron pair, but also it has 2 unshared pair of electron. When you have seen the system with the 5 electron pair, there we have seen one more pentagonal planar, but does not have any unpaired electron. But this one has, again the shape of the molecule is pentagonal planar, but it has 2 unpaired electrons. Then we have a system of 8. 8 actually we have 8 bonding electron pair, no unpaired electrons, will be called as anti-cube. Anti-cubic. Then I think here AB, 8 type molecule, anti-cubic or square anti-prism. Square anti-prism. Example for this molecule is TeF8 2 minus IF8 minus. So please, you can easily keep this one in memory. In most of the case you can see, if you know the principle of isoelectronic, then it's very easy to draw anyone. If you keep anyone in memory, I minus is isoelectronic with Te2 minus. Square antiprism, how does it look like? You have, first of all, you have to draw a square. And then it is an antiprism. So you have to twist into 90 degree. If you connect that, antiprism, you will get here. If you kept an atom here, then you will get a square antiprism. Sorry, it's not directly connected. You have to connect in different way. I'm wrong actually. You have to connect in the way of this one. If you take and means you have to connect in this way. If you connect it, it should form a triangle. If it form a triangle in that way, if you connect it means you get a square antiprism, and the central you have to keep A, each corner having B. Then the geometry will be called as square antiprism. Whatever you have the cubic geometry, the two square needs to be rotated. One of the square has to be rotated to 45 degree. If you rotate it to 45 degree and then if you connect it, you will get a square antiprism. In case if you have 7 bonding electron pair and 1 unshared pair of electron, it will be called as an anticubic, pseudo anticubic. We can call this one as AB7E capped trigonal prismatic. XeF7 minus. So trigonal prismatic, how does it look like? Again you have to draw a trigonal prism. These two we need to connect it. Like that of again, this will be in the form of if you connect it like that, you will get a trigonal prismatic, and then if you kept actually there A, and then the corner will be B, and then one of them will be B. It's like that of one of them will be focused on the center pole. One of them will be focused between these two, and then lone pair electron will be occupied somewhere in the space which has more volume. Where more volume is available, there it can occupy to get a capped trigonal prismatic. Then 9. Again you have 8, 1 anticubic, AB, 8, E, system is anticubic, XE, Fa, 2 minus. So in this case what happened? Both of them have anticubic structure, but in this case have an extra unpaired of electrons. The geometry will be the shape of the molecules, both cases looks like anticubic, but compared with this one is more distorted. Because where actually what happened, where the lone pair electron is occupied, that side the bond length will be elongated and the bond angle also will be increased. Okay. Now I have summarized our molecules in up to 9 electron pairs with various examples. Now I want to tell one more thing about just a small comparison between the two molecules. Just we can take a molecule of BrF6 plus and BrF6 minus. If we compare these two molecules, BrF6 molecule till now X-ray is unknown. X-ray is unknown because this molecule has a bromine having oxidation state of +7 and in halogen chemistry it's known as the heptafluoride bromine in upper form. It is a very strong oxidizing agent as well as fluorinating agent and it's very reactive compound. And bromine is in +7 oxidation state, X-ray is unknown, but this one X-ray is known. X-ray structure is known. So both of them have, for example, if you take in this molecule, it has actually a kind of octahedral. Because structure is not known, it may have octahedral geometry. This one regular octahedral. Regular octahedral geometry because it will come under AB7 system. AB7, that means AB6E. Because the unpaired electron is stereochemically inactive. That's what happened. It is regular octahedral. But in this case, it's perfect, almost like perfect octahedral. But till now, actually, structure is not known, so I can't tell perfect octahedral. But anyway, this also have octahedral geometry. If you compare these two molecules, what difference we can expect? Of course, this one have +7, this one have +5 oxidation state. Other than that, what difference you can expect means compared with this one, the bond length, BrF bond length is lower. This bond length, because it has BrF bond length is lower for BrF6 plus than BrF6 minus. This one has higher bond length compared with this one. Why it has higher bond length? Even though it has stereochemically one inactive electron pair which is present inside the nucleus and it is not involving in any kind of bonding or it is not changing the geometry of the molecules. But even though because of the excess electron density that can shield the bromine atom, that makes this bond length, BrF bond length can elongate. This bond length is elongated compared to this one. So this bond length should be longer than this one. That is the one difference between these two molecules. And as well as I have to tell one more thing. Because this is some of the interesting things I want to discuss here. So if you take a molecule of TeCl6 2 minus, it has a one lone pair of electron. TeCl6 2 minus, TeCl6 2 minus, TeBr6 2 minus, TeI6 2 minus are known. Even though you can see that one TeCl6 2 minus has also a regular octahedral octahedral geometry. Regular octahedral geometry. Because this one also tellurine, if you take it, is +4 oxidation state, and then you have like kind of you have, because this lone pair electron is again stereochemically inactive. So what happened? This one is known, but TeF6 2 minus is unknown. TeF6 2 minus is unknown because here the size affected. When the size of the halogen atom is increasing, that have the ability to make yes, the unpaired electron will be stereochemically inactive, ineffective electron pair. But in this case, this fluorine atom is size is very smaller, so that can't make this unpaired electron ineffective. That's why this molecule is unknown. This molecule is unknown. So I would like to complete this session. I hope you all of them enjoyed. Thank you very much.